Life can be a complex journey with many ups and downs. It's filled with accomplishments as well as challenges. The same can be said about being an entrepreneur, a business owner, a CEO. It's full of ups and downs. And despite our best efforts, sometimes we find ourselves knocked down. Oftentimes it's by no fault of our own. And yet on other situations and occasions, it's because we are our own worst enemy. So the 4 things I'm going to share with you today are things that are within your control. No one is successful all the time, just like no one fails all the time. However, when we go through these challenging phases, it's easy to fall into the trap of dwelling on the mistakes and end up feeling like we have totally failed. For me, that often manifests as this inner critical voice that is filled with judgment. So when life knocks us down, we have 2 choices. We can go into the pit of despair, or we can choose to get up, dust ourselves off, and step back into this incredible adventure called life once again. We each have the power to make that choice, to stay in discouragement, despair, disappointment, or to step out of that into a more open mindset, that of willingness to learn and evolve into more of who we can be. We are all living a life today that's based on the choices that we made yesterday, last week, last year, last decade. We are a result of the choices we make. Granted, sometimes things happen that are completely out of our control. I get that. And there are things that we can control, that we can make a choice about, that we have 100% responsibility to choose and make our future what we want it to be. Bad stuff happens in everyone's life. No matter how happy or how successful a person looks on the outside, there's always a story in the inside, a setback. There's always challenges that that person has faced. So today, let's look at 4 of these challenges that can knock you down and what you can do to get back up quickly and re-engage in this adventure called life. The first one that I want to share with you is unrealistic expectations. This has brought me to my knees more times than I care to admit. I can truly underestimate the amount of time that it's going to take to accomplish something, or the steps involved, or the energy, or the attention. Completely underestimate it and have an unrealistic expectation. And the result is that I disappoint myself. I don't meet the goal. I don't get the results that I wanted in the time that I've allowed or allotted. After a few choice moments of listening to my inner critic, yes, I do have a very loud, attention-getting inner critic. What helps me to get back up and tune out that inner critic is to shift into learning mode. I use the situation as a tool to learn so that I can do better next time, because there will be a next time. It helps me improve, evolve, refine my approach, my systems, and yes, my thinking, so that I can avoid unrealistic expectations and the disappointment that comes out of those. The second thing that can really knock us down is overanalyzing or overthinking. You might have heard this referred to as analysis paralysis. Now, I could talk for hours about this one. However, what I do want to share with you is this, that overthinking has helped no one move out of being stuck. In fact, overthinking and overanalyzing can exacerbate the problem. It can create more pain, anguish, and disappointment. Someone wisely once said that worrying is like a rocking chair. It keeps you busy, but it takes you nowhere. Overanalyzing and procrastination might occupy your thinking, but it takes you nowhere. What I've discovered is there are 3 steps that I can go through that will break me out of overanalyzing, overthinking. The first one is awareness. Having the awareness that, okay, I am in this never-ending loop of needing more information, of more time, more research, overanalyzing, making it much more complicated than it needs to be. Awareness. Belaboring the situation is not a solution. Number 2 is I ask myself with brutal honesty, what am I really avoiding? Why would I prefer to stay in this nowhere loop rather than taking action? What am I resisting? What's holding me back? And the third step for me is to get out of my head and into connecting with my inner knowing self. You might call it your intuition, your soul, your spirit, your heart. It's connecting with that higher self where only truth resides. Here's what I've learned about my intuition over the years. It has never lied to me. It has never led me astray. And some of the biggest knockdowns in my life are when I chose to ignore my intuition because I thought I knew better. Wow, big mistakes. Great learning opportunities, big mistakes. Also, by connecting with my intuition, it helps me to say to myself, I've got this. I can do this. Yes, I can make better choices. The third thing that can knock us down is a lousy attitude. Our attitude is the only thing in life that we have 100% control over. We can choose what's going to affect us and what doesn't, how we're going to respond to something or not, or react to something or not. I know that sounds very simplistic. That is the truth. We have 100% control over our attitude. And when we've been knocked down, what helps me is to literally take a break. If I'm in that lousy attitude space, I can't do anything right, I need to take a break from that low energy to get out of that environment, get out of that headspace and shift into a new energetic flow. For me, what works is to go outside, to change my attitude and my altitude. Get out of the office. I can go for a walk on the beach. I can go to the park. I can just take in the beauty that the universe is sharing every single day. I activate all of my senses, hearing, touch, smell, sight, feel all of it, connecting with a power that's greater than myself, and that's for me is the universe. And being grateful that I have the opportunity to take in the beauty, the splendor that's lavished on me every single day. Changing my environment changes my energy. That's the fastest way that I can pull myself out of a lousy attitude. Now, yes, we are human beings, and everybody is going to have bad days, lousy attitudes. It's just part of the human condition. However, we don't have to choose to stay in that negative space, in that low energy, in that pit of despair. What we can do is take it as an opportunity to clear our mind, clear our thinking, and perhaps take a look at a bigger picture. Now, the last thing that can really knock us down is losing sight of our dream. The bumps, detours, and breakdowns that we experience on this adventure called life can totally wreak havoc with our dreams, with what we wanted in our life, with how we wanted to be living each day, of the expectations and the dreams we had when we started our business. And when we lose sight of that dream, we suffer. Here's what I know. You are the only person that can make your dream come true. You have the power, the ability, and the opportunity to create your future. Your past does not have to dictate your future. You can choose differently. I want to wrap this up with this final thought. Every day, you can start fresh, clean slate. No matter how far down life has knocked you, you can always get back up and start again. Now, as always, you'll find more great techniques, tips, tools at SusanBock.com. That's SUSAN, as in boy, OCK. I invite you to go there right now. And if you haven't done so, be sure to download my Attract More Clients Now checklist. I've created this for you so that you can easily start attracting more of your ideal dream clients, regardless of the stage of business you're in. Whether you're just starting out or you've been in business for several years and you're ready to up-level, there are specific strategies that you can implement quickly and easily. You'll discover specific actionable steps and strategies that you can take to become more visible to your ideal dream clients and, yes, generate more income. income. If you have thoughts or questions about the content of today's video, please make your comments below. I read every single one of them. So until next time, this is Susan Bach, your business success strategist.